Dogs do not give these compliments lightly. So, if you spot one, know that you are deeply loved by them. These 6 specific gestures are the ultimate signs of respect, proving you are more important to them than you realize. First, they follow your gaze or pointing. Communication among living things is often centered entirely around the power of eyes. One of the greatest compliments your dog can offer is simply looking at you, specifically following where you are looking. Imagine you point across the room at something random, perhaps an antique sculpture of a dancing turtle on the shelf. Your dog looks right at that sculpture without hesitation, thinking if it matters to you, then it matters to them. In one study, dogs were far more likely to follow their owner's pointing than a stranger's, even if food was involved. This proves how much more important you are to them than any reward. They are invested in what interests you. They want to get in on the action because they love you and want to share in your daily joy. Researchers at Yale Canine Cognition Center found that even the youngest puppies understand what a human is doing when pointing. If they are interested in that human, they look at what is being pointed at because they want to participate. This might not seem like a big deal. If someone yelled and pointed, you would look without even realizing it. However, it is actually a very big deal because most animals do not actually understand what the act of pointing means. Even chimpanzees, who are very intelligent, struggle with knowing what pointing is, despite being our closest relatives in the wild. Researchers found that even human-raised wolves, genetically similar to dogs, do not follow human pointing as reliably as dogs do. It is not just exposure, it is something deeply wired into the unique bond shared between dogs and human beings. Because dogs evolved alongside humans as loyal companions, they are super tuned into our social signals and subtle body language. When your dog follows your gaze, they are saying that what you know matters, and they trust your world knowledge. Sometimes your dog will reach out and express that connection literally. They touch you gently with their paw on your arm. That light tap of their paw is not random. It is canine behavior called affiliative contact, a sign of bonding. Touching with a paw, especially when there is no demand behind it, is often a sign of deep social affection. Researchers consider it a learned behavior rooted in early pup interactions, where touch equals reassurance from their mother and siblings. It is most common in dogs that feel securely attached to their humans, and they rarely do this with strangers. It has emotional value because of how you respond. If you stroke their head, they associate the gesture with comfort. MRI studies show that when dogs expect emotional feedback from a trusted human, the brain's reward center lights up brightly. So yes, placing their paw on you can feel rewarding for them, not just for you. Strengthening the emotional bond. In many cases, it is a quiet way of checking if the bond is still there during calm, neutral moments. They are grounding themselves like a touchstone, ensuring you are close and that everything between you two is perfectly fine. Next, consider how they sleep. If you turned your back on a friend mid-sentence, they would likely be quite offended. Many pet parents are confused when their dog chooses to sleep with their back to them, but it is love. That is actually a huge sign of trust and the compliment to end all compliments from your furry best friend. You can take the dog out of the wild, but you cannot take the wild out of the dog completely. In the wild, dogs have to be cautious because predators are around every corner. They never turn backs on enemies. Even modern military dogs are trained to sleep facing doors or entry points so they can react in an instant. Turning their back is a luxury reserved only for moments of total safety when they feel completely secure with you. When they are at their most vulnerable, being unconscious while sleeping, they have to be extra cautious about their surroundings. Wolves sometimes sleep curled nose to tail in spirals so that every angle of the group is covered and safe. Sleeping positions are not random. They are strategic. If your dog sleeps with their back to you, you are safe. It means they have decided that you are no trouble at all, and you are as safe as houses are. Dogs often sleep belly up or pressed against cool surfaces to release heat because they do not have sweat glands. But when they choose to press their back against you, it is not for temperature regulation. It is for trust. Another sign is when they sigh or breathe out heavily around you while you are relaxing or reading a book. Sometimes you are at home doing your own thing, and your dog unleashes a long exhale that sounds like complaining. We wonder what they have to complain about, but experts say it is actually a clear sign of deep relaxation. It is a physiological release that says, "I feel safe, I feel happy, and life is good at this moment." Veterinary behaviorists found dogs are more likely to exhale deeply after making eye contact with their owner to release tension. Some trainers say that in multi-dog households, the most confident or relaxed dog is usually the one who sighs loudest. It is almost like they are announcing to the room that they have got nothing to worry about right now. They also check on you in different rooms. Ever had your dog pop their head around the door quite suddenly? It is like a little reconnaissance mission to see how you are doing before returning to their own comfortable spot. Ironically, given they are wolves, dogs are not good at being lone wolves. They are wired to be a team. They are cool to be in a different room, but they might periodically get up to locate you for comfort. This is not because they are needy, but because knowing every member of the pack is safe is a necessity. When your dog checks in on you like this, it is not just habit. It is a caring, loving act. They are essentially saying, "You matter to me, and I need to know that you are okay in that room." Finally, they get between you and a threat, whether it is a stranger or just the vacuum cleaner turning on, or perhaps the mail person having the audacity to bring packages. Some dogs will stand directly in front of you. They get between you and the thing they have deemed a threat. This behavior is often known as body blocking. The American Kennel Club notes that body blocking is hugely common in dogs with a particularly strong bond to owners. The closer you two get emotionally, the more they will insist on doing it to ensure your safety remains intact. Leading animal behaviorist Dr. Patricia McConnell has written about dogs' natural inclination to protect close social bonds in her book. She notes that pretty much all dogs interpret their owner as being a part of the pack that needs protection. Not even thousands of years of domestication can undo that urge to keep their family safe from any perceived danger. It may seem unnecessary or silly to you because you are not scared of the mail person or the package. You want the package he is delivering, but your dog does not know that and sees a potential outside threat. They saw something they thought was a threat, so their protective nature kicked in to brace and take care of you. The fascinating thing is even the tiniest of breeds display this behavior because the size of the dog matters not. What matters is the intent. They see you as their person, and your well-being is their absolute top priority. It is unconditional love personified, ready to defend us in the face of danger, whether it is imagined or real. These gestures prove that your dog is constantly communicating their love and respect for you in their own special way. If you are wondering how to return the favor, there is one simple phrase that can change how they see you. Most owners have no idea this phrase exists, but it can deepen the bond you share with your faithful companion. Watch the next video to find out what it is and learn how to speak their language of love fluently. Thank you for watching video. Subscribe for more insights into the minds of your pets. See you next time.